Welcome to Chaotic Harmony. My name is John.
This is Crystal. We talk about the joys and the challenges of teaching music in the elementary school classroom.
We share struggles, we brainstorm solutions.
And we would love to have you join us.
Welcome back to another episode 86.
86. It was a good year.
Was it a good year?
It was a good year.
Okay. I was not a thought.
No, you weren't born yet.
I was not, yeah. My parents weren't even together.
Whoa.
Wait, no. They got married in 86. So I lie.
You'll just have to take me on my
So
word.
I was maybe a hope.
Yeah, okay.
It was a good year. They got married.
In your
They got
daddy's
married.
eye?
And my mommy's.
And your mommy's.
We're off to a great start.
We don't want to carry this any further.
We could, but then we also have to sit. Anyways.
Okay.
How you doing, Crystal?
A little slap happy as usual, but
indeed.
good.
Okay,
good.
cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to try, before we get into the main topic, like, we talk so much about, like, how can we ensure good, boundaries, whatnot. So what's something that you're doing outside of education that you're enjoying?
Ooh, I love to watercolor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I've been setting a lot more time to intentionally do that.
All
So,
right.
yeah, I made a lot of Christmas presents this year.
Through watercolor?
Yeah.
Cool.
Watercolor and acrylic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Interesting. Yeah, I've been doing some scrap. I mean, this is not my answer, but yeah, I've been doing some scrapbooking a little bit. Just trying to.
Fun.
Yeah, it's like using pictures I've used already and then implementing them to cards. It's fun. I get you there.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I'm recently I've been reading. I know.
Ooh.
I know.
What have you been reading?
I don't read a lot.
Okay.
I feel like I realize the reason I don't read is because a lot of the stuff that I love, stories I love, are so image based, and that just is hard for me to read.
Okay.
So more like just informational is easier because I'll boop. So right now I'm reading Dean Nelson's book, Talk to Me, because I want to
about how to interview people.
I want to be better at that. So because
we had Dr. Nelson in college.
Yeah.
He was a professor. Still is.
Yes. Oh,
At Point Loma.
I did not have Dr. Nelson.
Oh, you
My
didn't have
brother
Dean
did.
Nelson?
I did
Okay.
not have Dean. No, I had Dan, but not Dean. So, but yeah. So reading that, I'm also reading. I'll look at my list of books later. I'll place it in. But one of them is also Teaching the Invisible Race.
Okay.
By ... loading screen. I'd feel really bad if I don't say it right now because citations are important. Teaching the it came up by Tony De La Rosa. So
okay.
I bought his
good.
book digitally, but it's about like teaching Asian Americans.
Nice.
And so it's also him being a Filipino is like really cool. Just to some of the stuff like the poems he's written is like that hits. It hits.
I read a lot, and none of it is worth talking about on this podcast.
Expound. Give me a taste.
No.
Give me a sliver.
But if you are a listener who also loves things that we do not talk about on this podcast, and you want to talk about books,
we're two.
I am your girl.
I feel like the areas of like escapism or like, that's where my video games come in. So informational books, but like fantasy.
I listen to informational books and I love that. I love listening to autobiographies, especially when they're read by the author. And I love listening to informational books because I have to be moving in order for me to process the material. Nonfiction.
Sorry,
What?
my brain goes somewhere else. Anyways, but you love reading, so you love listening to informational books.
You're such a little brother sometimes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
I too love to read.
Cool. If you love to contact Crystal and find out what that's at, find her at crystalpridmore.com. I'm sure she'll give you like your summer book list. So.
Oh yeah, and then some for sure.
Anywho, but we're not talking about books today.
We're not talking about books today.
So we mentioned last episode about what we were doing before we went on break, and a big part of the holiday season is, for not everyone, but for a lot of people, is doing concerts. And I've shared earlier that my program is getting really big. And I always share it's a good problem.
It is a good problem.
But it's still a problem.
Yes.
But it's still good.
Yes.
But it's still a problem.
Yes.
So right now,
you're running out of space.
So just to contextualize, I mentioned this in earlier episodes, but if you're a new listener, right now, like especially after COVID, that's when I think bloomed, blossom, exploded, boomed is my word.
Boomed. There you go.
Right now we have 65 kids for lower grade choir.
That's awesome.
56 for upper grade.
That's
and
amazing.
Like, it's really good, but like
and before COVID, we're lucky to have like 20, right?
I mean, yeah, that's actually what the groups were about.
Right.
But the nice part is it's big, and but also the thing that's kind of dwindled in size is the element of like connectedness and like the smallness of it. I only was participating in chamber choirs. I never was part of a huge choir, and so it's really a different thing. Also, another thing is we have a during school, thanks to the Save the Music Foundation, we have a during school concert band. And again, as I mentioned in the last episode, thanks to one of the parents that's who's a former band director. Well, he's still a band director, but he's a former band director at the middle school. A huge veteran. Like, he's been helping me with my band one, my newer band kids. But it's just like with all this focus on like, all right, making sure that I get all the stuff ready for the concert, making sure that they're giving him enough like support on the newer end, the new band kids, the old band kids, like getting the music right, because all the kids always leave their music or lose their music.
Right.
And all this logistical stuff takes up so much time that I realized that I don't. This year I've been doing great on the ensemble section, but on the classroom area, I could be doing better.
Okay, with your organization?
My brain swaths everything together.
Okay.
But probably if you like parse it out.
It sounds like you're struggling with systems. Classroom systems.
Classroom systems, and also,
Am I hearing that right?
Classroom systems, but also the lessons I offer. Like, sometimes because I focus so much on the big event, the lesson I give, that I create, is not as tight as it could be. It's not there's not as much breadth as it could be.
Yeah.
And I feel like because of focusing so much on the 40%, that the 100% suffers.
Well, okay. So a couple thoughts on that. First of all, this is exactly what we started talking about in the last episode, isn't it?
But I wanted to bite my tongue so I can share it.
So you can share with this. Right. Yeah. But getting to that, like, here's something awesome that we can share. But then you have to have the capacity in order to build in all the supports, right? And that ORF training comes in handy there, because then, that's automatically scaffolded as long as you're thinking about the process.
If you're thinking about the process,
If you're thinking through the process, which is, for those of you who are new, imitation, which is I do, you repeat, exploration, give the child a little bit of freedom, imitation, exploration, improvisation, and then composition, and then we like to add showcase, because you got to show it off,
right? And that's the thing that I've been leaning so much, like, actually the latter, I wouldn't say the latter portion of my teaching career, but actually a majority. Advocacy, wow, that's a big pop there. Advocacy is so important, because especially where we teach, before we taught, there was no understanding of what music is about, or what music education is about. And unless you show it to parents, they're not going to understand. And when you were starting talking about informances back when I first started, it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. I like this idea. But I was trained in the performance area, so I kind of lean more towards that. But there is a huge advocacy bit when parents, and when also administrators, like, this is also
they don't know what you do until you show them.
Yeah. And
that's also another reason why your choirs are growing. You've been there long enough that they know what you can do.
Thankfully, yes. Yeah. And I try to, there's a lot I try to implement into my choirs with, camaraderie, SEL. There's a lot of just stuff that I do also in my general music class. But I feel like because the advocacy bit is the thing that really pulls my bridle, for lack of a better term, I can't think of. It's like I lean more towards I need to bolster this, or I need to water this. Like, I remember one time also, like, I was focusing on my band one kids, my new band kids, and I don't have enough time to see. So I have sectionals, by the way. So during school hours, I have sectionals. I remember
you doing that. Yeah.
Mondays I see flutes. Tuesdays I see clarinets, I see my reeds. Wednesdays I see percussion. Thursday I see brass, and then Fridays when I see full band. And band one, and I need to see them. I need to teach them good technique.
Totally.
Band two kids are getting jealous because they're outside, just practicing outside. It's like, if I feel like Mr. Seligman doesn't care about me, and I've had kids not actually quit, but talk about quitting because I'm not watering their needs. And so even with ensembles, if I'm not watering enough people, and then I think about also the general music classroom, it's like, I've been at the middle of concert season. I realized I don't know what I want right now. I'm really stressed out because I love performances. I think there is a joy when students perform, and there's a connectedness when all of us come together. But I'm also hired to teach the 100%.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
So, what are your thoughts?
which brings me to the other thing I was thinking about, which is you're one person, my friend.
Yes.
And that's just life. Like you're gonna have to pick, you have to pick what's more important. And it sounds like you're in just a season of transition. So I would encourage you to be gentle with yourself while you transition and you figure it out. Your school's been changing a lot.
It has been
in the last couple of years. And so like there's growing pains, it sounds like, and that's normal. And also you've had enough years now under your belt doing the ORF thing. And getting your general music down that you can afford to kind of automate it a little bit this year. Recycle stuff that has worked in the past. Maybe that's just an area you don't explore new, exciting things for now until you feel better with your ensembles. Those are my thoughts. I feel like that's what I would tell you if we were on the phone right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think about, I you're right in the element of I'm always trying to try new things. And for my own, part of what we mentioned last episode is like, how do we as teachers find ways to be creative? And I think I try to lean too much in the creative element of the lesson plans. Like, how do I change things up more? How do I make things interesting for not just...
For yourself.
For myself, yeah. Because I don't want to just... copy pasta is just something that's just like, it doesn't roll well to me, but also it works.
It does work and the kids like it. That's the thing and I have to, it goes back to what Mark likes to say, right? Like, as a new teacher, you feel like if you're not working the hardest in the room, that learning is not occurring, and that's just not true.
Yes.
Yeah. And kids like repeating activities too.
True.
So
that's true.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think on another element, so lately we've, California received a lot of money regarding ELOP, so Extended Learning Opportunities Program, which is now called LEAD. I don't remember what that acronym stands for. But
it's after school stuff, basically. There's a bunch of money if you want to start an after school club.
Yeah, which is really cool. And like, I'm actually being paid for being a choir teacher after school.
Which I just cannot believe that you've never been paid to teach choir before. It's crazy.
We didn't have the funds before, and so like,
you did it out of the goodness of your heart.
Which, sorry, union people. But also like...
Well, you could afford to do it too.
But also another element is just that because of this, I'm debating whether or not to let go of my ensembles. Get someone else in there,
Yeah.
Changed up. And so I don't know.
You know that I've done that.
Expand.
Maybe I did that. I had a student teacher, and so I basically told him, whatever you want to do, start an ELOP. Another teacher at my school started the ukulele club, and she's run with it, and I don't need to touch it. She's doing a great job. And then he's done, the orchestra stuff, like put it out there to offer and get that started. And so we still do the introduction to strings during the general music time during the school day, but then, really orchestra needs to be an after school program.
A dedicated program.
It does. They need to have their own time to meet if they're going to go anywhere with it. So it has to be a how's that going? Ensemble. I mean, we're a small school. It's the first year of really getting it off the ground. Orchestra is not a big part of our culture yet, so we're getting there. My ORF ensemble is really popular, and the kids have a lot of fun with it. So that's definitely the biggest one, I think, because it's just we play fun stuff. Orchestra's harder.
Yeah.
There's so many motor skills, and I have a lot of kids with really delayed motor skills. And
why is that? Why do you think? Why do you think that it is?
It took me a half a second to catch the sarcasm. COVID, dear.
The big C.
Yes, the big C.
Yeah.
Yeah, the C word. The other C word. Yeah, it's just really thrown a wrench in everything.
Sure.
The first year we came back, I tried to put the violins in their hands for the first time, and I had 4 broken strings that first day. It was just so awful because they didn't know how to handle something delicate.
Right. I feel I'm imagining you give them violins and they just like
they don't do it on purpose.
Of course not. Yeah.
But some of them will get bored and like put the instrument on the ground, and all it takes is 1 second with me looking at the other side of the room for a kid to get bored and do something dumb that causes issues with an instrument, and then we're out. Then we're down a violin. So it's a lot.
It is.
I feel like with the instrumental ensembles like band and orchestra, just the sheer amount of materials management it's so challenging.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, more power to those who who do that in a class. like you were also like, I think Maya, when she, my mind went to Maya because she was one of the first people I talked
Lowry.
to. Lowry as well, who do it during school. Like that's a lot.
It is a lot. Flavia, like all the like strings people for sure. Yeah, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of years to figure it out. I feel like, we have strings methods, we have instrumental methods for like, this is how you get started, but there's no like, okay, this is how you get a fourth grader to not break a flute the first time they put it together.
I'm really curious. Did those who teach concert band in elementary school, do you do it in a classroom? I'm curious, because like, there's also the element of like reeds and such. Like I can't imagine like having it not being a dedicated like, class.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, anyways, like you're right. Like there's a huge transition. I don't know. Maybe I just forced myself to enter so many transition seasons.
Right.
But yeah, I'm just trying. I guess I'm trying to parse. Is it sustainable for me to do general music, plus also ensembles? Plus concerts.
There are plenty of schools that have multiple teachers for the same number of students that you have with all those ensembles. So
we just need more trained bodies.
We do. I that comes back to my rallying cry of more trained humans.
Yes.
We cannot do this on our own.
We cannot do great things alone.
We can't do great things alone. We can't do great things at one school site alone. So we really do have to pick. And that's why I've gone to the model where I have with my showcases during the school day. It's like, I can't put together big performances just myself at night and get the kids there and, get enough volunteers and get the stage decorated. And I don't have it in me. And be a mom and a somewhat balanced individual.
Yeah, I'm still single. I mean, like I'm still not married. So yeah, that's a thing. But two things come to mind. One is like I remember going the Orff conference when Natasha was talking about like she was doing a whole session on performances and talking about how performances are very stressful. And I like my when she first said that, my initial thought was, I enjoy performances. And then I had concert season. Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Do you remember forever ago we did the cycle of like the concert preparedness?
I do. We need to post that again. We do.
You forget.
You do forget. And
it's like childbirth. You forget how terrible it is.
But it's exciting.
It is exciting.
It's exciting.
That's why it's like childbirth.
And also like... But also...
Sorry, I succeeded. I derailed him.
No, you're good.
This is me trolling Jonathan.
Yeah, I want both, and I want all. I just want everything.
Right.
I just want everything, and obviously you can't. But like, there's an excitement. There's also just parents love it.
Yes.
And I think I don't want to I'm not trying to diminish anyone who does performances exclusively. Like that's really good. There is a huge advocacy bit of showcasing what happens, the vertical slice of what happens in a classroom versus what happens just on stage.
It's really important for the kids to know what it feels like to stand on stage and present something that they're proud of. I've gotten a lot more clear on that lately. I was not clear on that for a long time. And COVID definitely threw a wrench in that for me too. Building a program at a brand new school that did not have music as part of its DNA, that also, had me lose sight of the importance, I think, of concerts for a while too. I went from a school where that was just a thing that they did all the time, was sing for each other, put on little plays, to my school where the kids didn't present anything like that. The first grade teachers did a beautiful ballet folklorico thing every year that they still do, and it's amazing. Cool. So like they had that little bit of performance experience, but to get on stage and speak or sing, it just requires a skill set in order to be interesting to watch. Yeah, and you have to explicitly teach that. Yeah, and that's important.
I just feel like you're right. We need more people. It's just feel like that's already just, that is a job in and of itself. Like teaching, leading concerts is a job in and of itself.
Yes, it is.
Like,
it's event planning.
It is. And I love it. But
I mean, I've gotten better at it. Sure. I don't love it though.
There's a reason why up until this year, I was in charge of the Zappa Festival. And it was, when I gave Mark the keys to the Zappa Festival, there was a death in me. Like I was really sad because I really enjoyed creating the hype, and like last year had its problems, but growing pains. You learn, but like, but also like I need to focus on my 100%. Yeah. So today, we've already shared how we how the sausage is made. So like this, today is being recorded of our first day. And we're planning it, and today I spent so much time planning for the variety show. We're having a variety show coming up, and it's not a showcase of our choirs or band, but like mostly soloists. But even then, it still takes a lot of time to get that event organized for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, where's everybody going to sit? How are they going to come in and out? Where are the students going to wait while we're getting them on stage? Who's going to be the runner to go get them and line them up backstage? How are we going to change materials to get on stage? It's a whole thing. Yes. It's a lot. It takes a lot of people to make it happen.
Yeah, and thankfully, more people are jumping on board. Like, there are a lot of people helping out. My dance teacher is out sick for the quarter, so, like, we're having some more people that are willing to take the mantle of her position, which is great. Like, there's, I'm grateful. I'm this is my 9th year at my school site where teachers, like, they see us as colleagues, and they just like, hey,
how can I help?
How can we help? Yes.
So I'm also getting better at asking for that help. I think that there was kind of a mutual, like, not understanding of what my job was going to be when I came in 9 years ago now, and me not knowing how to ask brand new colleagues for what I needed. And so for a few years there was kind of that.
What was the kind of thought, what was the expectation when you first came?
I don't think, well, from the principal or from the teachers or from everybody,
from different parties.
I don't really think anybody knew what to expect. Okay. I was walking into a school that had not had a music teacher since the 80s. And the teachers were used to doing everything themselves if they wanted anything. And so they had put together a cute little Christmas show that they'd done the same thing every year forever. And they, they did the dances, and they had all these different activities. And then I came in from a place where, I was expected to run a huge musical twice a year, and thinking like, that's what I know how to do. And so that's what I'm going to do. This was pre-ORF training too. So like, we're going to learn all the songs and all the dance moves, and everybody's going to put on this giant show, but we don't have a proper performing space. And also people don't like change. And so when you come in and be like, don't worry about Christmas, guys, I got it. They're like, excuse you. We've been doing this for 17 years, Yeah. And so there was some communicating that needed to occur.
What's it like now? I mean, I know you shared earlier about your informances, your showcases.
Showcases, yeah.
Do those correlate with do they still have Christmas performance?
Well, for a lot of reasons, the Christmas Bazaar just has not happened for a long time. For certain parents that were integral in making that happen just aren't there anymore. Also COVID, also, the teachers decided not to continue it after a couple of years too. So for a while I just didn't touch the holiday season. It was like I was definitely getting the don't go there vibe, so I didn't go there. And I was like, that's fine, we can do a spring thing, I don't care.
When did you start when did you start taking roles for the holiday season then?
Just in the last couple of years, over COVID, when they started making those like virtual choir generator tools, right? I put together a little video that everybody in the school could submit a video to make a virtual ensemble, and we tied it together with a little story. So that was kind of the first one, and I called it the VAPA Showcase, and we had the kids make some art to put in that video. And then I just kind of continued it. We came back. So now everybody gets a showcase once a year at some point, and we do a big video during the winter time. This year we did Jack Frost. It was cute.
So it seems like you try to marry the performance with the class, with the stuff you do in class.
Yes. I try to make sure that my performances are an accurate reflection of what we do in music class. Yeah. And so whatever it is that we're learning, I kind of funnel it into the show on stage. I think I talked about how we did Canon 19 this year. Dun, 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 dun. And I had it Halloween theme. So I turned it into a whole haunted house thing.
Spooky.
It was awesome. So the kids made sound effects with that. And then that was the, what was that noise? What was that noise? What was that noise? It's really frightening. And they wore their Halloween costumes. It was very cute. So, I try to kind of theme it that way to make it interesting to watch and fun for the parents, but also meaningful because it's what we're actually doing in class. Right. It's not like, please hold your regularly scheduled program while we take a hard right and sing Rudolph, Like, I try to make sure that it's in line with what I want them to learn. I don't remember how we got here.
I think so. I know. I wanted to hear like what you were doing and like how the culture shift was happening. And I'm thinking as I brought my own problem into this podcast, and I was sharing my problem, should I say? I don't know. Part of me is tempted to say the answer for my stressful thing is to do more performances for the things I do in my classroom, which is more stress. Unless I do it right, unless I optimize it.
Right. So that's where that's where backwards planning comes in.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
I mean, right. And I feel I'm not just saying that to Jonathan Seligman, but for somebody who's listening to this and maybe contemplating it for the first time, I mean, I think about like, okay, so I said that 4th grade is going to do a showcase on October 15th, and I have 8 music classes to get there, right? Starting in whenever. And I want to have it be a reflection of these 3 goals that we have. And so I know that I need it to be about a 20-minute program. This is what I'm going to make the goals. And these are the songs that I can use that will be themed for whatever it's going to be eventually, that I can teach them in several different forms. Like Canon 19 did not start out as a haunted house round. It started out as just the music, and we did a movement activity to it that was completely unrelated. And then we listened to it and we tapped the beat on our bodies, and we listened to it for weeks before I ever taught them the xylophone part. So, you can take those songs and you can take those lessons and you can turn them into some sort of themed program, but you don't teach them that way.
Right.
You don't have to teach snowflake lessons in August. Unless you really want to. I mean, you could. Don't let me yuck your yum if that's what you want to do.
Sleigh Ride was made as a song during the heat of summer because people wanted to.
Understandably so.
I need to cool down here. So if you don't teach snowflakes in August, by all means.
Right. I think it comes down to how many times a week do you see your kids?
Yeah.
Or a month or whatever. What's your frequency, and then how long are your class periods? And what's your goal and what's your principal's goal? And then you got to get on the same page with that one, because I've had principals before who were like, I would talk to them and be like, oh man, performances are just so stressful because, when I came to Chula Vista, I'm teaching at 2 different schools. I see the kids like once a month if I'm lucky.
You were 2 different schools your first time?
Yeah. Juarez, Lincoln, and Finney.
Oh, I thought you just Juarez. Okay.
No. Yeah, no, I was split. And so they wanted concerts right away. And I'm sure. You do understand that I'm going to see these children a grand total of 9 times this year, right? And just like spelling it out for them. Right. Be like, can we talk about how realistic this is? Like you might want that, but what's the map?
Yeah. How realistic is this?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like the answer is just be better, right? No, it really.
The answer is communicate.
No, the answer, I feel like what it boils down to is first off, plan your map.
Yeah.
But also
know the plan in your own mind and then communicate it clearly.
Know the plan, but also reach out.
Yes, write it down.
Like I remember, I mentioned earlier. Sorry, not earlier. The last episode, the ukulele club started by a former teacher.
I love it.
We can do more things. Like, you can do more things if you just reach out and see who wants to help out.
Let it go.
Well, thankfully, in that case, that was created by them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see about my choirs.
It's hard to let go of control of your baby. It's hard.
Yeah, but we'll see.
The hardest part of having a student teacher. It's like, okay, yes. I guess you have to drive now.
Yeah, it was. I mentioned so many episodes, but like student teaching online is just different. It's just different.
We're never doing it again, ever.
Not gonna.
I will never do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't happening. No way.
We as a collective might. Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
But we better not, dude. That was rough.
Yeah. But
all right.
Yeah. Thank you for parsing through. And if you have any thoughts on this topic, I would love to hear your thoughts.
I'm on team do whatever you can to not burn out. And
sure.
Yeah. And you're doing great.
Thank you.
We'll be back with the Spiccato after the break. I want to take a quick break and thank my husband, Bryan, who's been working behind the scenes producing these episodes every week on all of the platforms and on time. But you need to know that he is first a financial planner for Mission Trails Financial. Mission Trails Financial is a partner that seeks to guide clients in the journey to financial success. They believe that people need a financial advisor that aims to provide strategies for success. Mission Trails Financial helps people navigate investments, tax planning, and insurance. Imagine working with an advisor who isn't tied to specific brands. Mission Trails Financial has a fiduciary responsibility to act in the best interests of their clients by providing independent, objective advice. Their mission is to help clients accomplish their financial goals. As Joe Vitale once said, a goal should scare you a little and excite you a lot. Do yourself a favor and set up a time to chat with Mission Trails Financial. Visit www.missiontrailsfinancial.com or call 619-419-0238 to schedule a call. You'll be glad you did. We believe that leaning on professionals is how we get ahead. Check out the program notes for more information. Are you ready for some spiccatage?
Spiccatage. Ooh, but before we get to the cottage, we'll have to find the cheese, which is on the left side. So we've got to turn left. And thank you, everyone, so much for being part of this journey. 86 episodes. Wow, that's pretty wild. 86 plus was 0, I guess. So 87 episodes. But, you're counting. I'm counting.
I can't count anymore at all.
But you know who can count?
Who?
The algorithms. Because if you hit that like and subscribe, that would be great. And it'll be helpful to all of the other listeners that have not heard us before. So please leave us a review on any of the podcast listening apps, Spotify, Apple. I will read it if you write it down.
And we get really excited.
Yes, we do.
When you leave it. Unreasonably excited.
Yes. And also, if you have a Google account, which most of you do, just create one and then go on YouTube. Just
leave
subscribe.
A comment.
Yeah.
It's true.
Awesome. So
all right.
Also, if you would like to help, before we talk though, before we continue that talk, if you want to help, give us a buck. This podcast is free, but if you want to help support these lights continue to move on, go to patreon.com/chclassroom. There is a lot of stuff you can get there. Merch if you sign up for certain levels, and it's the jam.
It is the jam.
It's the cottage jam. So do it. And speaking of cottages, cheese.
Excellent.
Back to that.
Thank you, Jonathan. He's malfunctioning, guys. There's sparks flying out of his ears. Okay. Yeah. Today's Spiccato is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you think.
Okay.
So I gave myself a challenge this year for my performances because I'm trying to take my performances to the next level. And I was inspired by a friend of ours who he is a former employee of Disneyland, was in the Disneyland Main Street Band for years and years. And he puts on brass concerts. And he has a big brass ensemble. They do a lot of amazing concerts over the holidays. We went to one of their holiday concerts, and it was at First Pres downtown, and they had the voice of the Padres reading The Night Before Christmas, and then the official organist of the Padres playing organ at the concert. They had his jazz band. It was a really great concert. But what I learned through watching RB over the years, the RB Anthony, an amazing French hornist. Hi, RB. What I have learned from watching him lead these concerts is he always does several elements of audience participation.
Okay.
It's so much fun. It's so Disney, just in the execution, the way he does it. And it's darling. So here's what I took from him. And then my challenge is how would you add an element of audience participation during your next concert? So what I loved that he did this year is he had everybody in the audience. He had this whole shtick about like the percussionist forgot to bring the jingle bells. And so for Sleigh Ride, we all got our keys out. And the audience was the jingle bells for Sleigh Ride, which was so cool. So that was one piece. He always brings up a young child to conduct the band for one song, and this year it was Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So he starts out holding their arms and like going at a normal speed, and then lets go, and then they follow however fast or slow the kid goes. Cool. So that was adorable too.
That will work well with our schools, right?
Somebody's little brother or sister I think that'd be adorable.
It's very doable.
And then what I've made a tradition at our school is the audience always sings a song together, and we always do a folk dance together at the end. So we have like probably 25 feet reserved in front of the stage for 2 classes to go sit, and then those students, after the presentation's over, are dismissed. And then that's the dance floor area. So all the students on stage go get their family member, and then we have a big dance. Okay. So how can you get more audience participation in your shows?
So something I've done in the past. I have a song that my upper grade choir sings every winter music concert. And there's one we sing every spring music concert as of late. It's the winter music concert, it's Becky Slagle-Mayo's All on a Silent Night. And for the spring music concert, it's Switchfoot's All I Need. Okay. And there is a section in the bridge where they sing these O's. Oh, oh, and then they sing this extra part. And then they sing the chorus on like a kind of a softer level. And then before they bring it back into the big like finale section, I have the audience sing the O's. And then since it matches the chord progression, they cross our fingers that they keep on singing, which they usually do a decent job. The choir will sing on top of that the chorus while the O's are going on.
I like it.
I've done all, and it works kind of also with when we have the school performance as well. The audience, the kids that are not in choir, are singing the O's as well, while the choir is singing the chorus. So that is something that I've done. That's really fun.
That is cool. I like that.
It's fun, but I would like to level up.
Yeah.
So
level up.
Let's see. I'm down to listen to your ideas, by the way.
Okay.
So maybe
I'll share one more thing. So I also saw this over the holiday season, which was super cool. There's a church that does outdoor Christmas church up the street at our neighborhood park every year, and so we go to that. We're not regular attenders on their Sunday services, but it's a really cool event that they've kind of created, and it goes on over a couple of days. They put up a huge stage, and their music director wrote this arrangement of my least favorite Christmas song. Second least favorite Christmas song. Actually, my least favorite is Mary Did You Know, because she totally did. My second least would be The Little Drummer Boy.
Interesting. Okay.
It just annoys me. Also, no mother with a newborn wants a drum in the general vicinity. They just don't. But anyway, so he wrote this version though that's super cool on the chorus that has audience ostinati, and so he has like 3 different leaderships stages, and they're leading ostinati. So like this part of the audience goes rum-pa-bum-bum, rum-pa-bum-bum, and like and then and then another one does some sort of stomp, clap thing. Like it's totally Orff all the way, and then they sing on top of it, and
that's
it's
cool.
Very cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's hundreds of people that go to these services, so I mean there must have been like 500-600 people all doing the thing. It was rad. One of my least favorite Christmas songs. Sorry, since we're talking about it. Which one? Is it the Christmas Shoes? Because I also hate that one.
I don't know this one. What's the Christmas Shoes?
Oh, it's about this kid whose mom dies and like goes to see Jesus that night and needs pretty shoes. And
interesting.
Like, oh my gosh, it's awful.
My least favorite. I forget what it's called. I know who the artist is. It's John Lennon's. I'm sorry.
You don't like War Is Over?
War is over if you want it. That's so sad. I'm sorry. No. I wish the world worked that way, but it is not. It is not that simple. It's like, that is so saccharine. It's so John Lennon. It's so like, oh, kumbaya, y'all. It's like,
imagine. Ooh.
Do you have a barf bag here? It's like, I'm sorry. This is just
I didn't know this about you. This is amazing. You're a Lennon hater?
I am a...
Oh.
It's George Harrison all the way. I'm sorry. But it's just soft. Right. Soft piece. It's soft piece. That's what it is.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay. Rest in peace. But whatever.
Did you have any ideas about audience participation?
I shared my story. But
do you feel better now that you've vented?
I mean, I like the ostinati option. Like, I think that's cool. Yeah, it just pretty much gives them something to do that's repeated I just don't have an answer. I like the idea of sleigh bells, like the keychains and sleigh bells.
That's so cute.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Don't hum and clap on the beat because you might get things you
can't.
So I told you about my Winter Music concert, and kids are singing solos, and kids are the audience started. So the first concert was for the parents, and parents started clapping to it.
And it was on 1 and 3, wasn't it?
The first one was on 2 and 4. And
okay.
But then the second one was on 1 and 3. And then the thing is, anyone who went to that concert during the night concert during the morning performance for the students, they decided, I'll do what everyone else was doing. So they started clapping, but
wrong.
But that was the wrong portion. That's when it wasn't just on 1 and 3.
Bless their heart.
That was on 1, the end of 1, the end of
oh my goodness.
3, the E of 4, and it was just great.
Just don't try to analyze it.
Yeah.
You're just watching sheet music explode in your head.
Mark came to that concert. I'm really curious, Mark. What did you think of that clapping?
We'll call him in.
But yeah, so I will experiment, and I will let you know when we have our spring music concert.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's my fun challenge for the year.
Cool.
Yes. What would you do?
What would you do?
What would you do?
And also, what's your least favorite Christmas song?
Yeah, my friend Weston and I have talked for years about making like a compilation of the worst Christmas songs. That we had a long list.
Just a lot of thoughts.
There's so many.
Just a lot of thoughts.
There's so many. Okay.
But just like your books, I will hold back my tongue on sharing some thoughts on it.
Yeah. Just like my books. I'm not ashamed of them. I'm just not going to put them out on this channel. That's all.
But crystalpridmore.com. Look for the book section.
Nope, it ain't there. All right. So I have a round of the week.
Round of the week.
Round of the week. We have neglected Kookabura.
Yeah, we were looking through our list of I
can't believe we've never done Kookabura. Yeah. That's like my favorite bird at the San Diego Zoo.
But we're still not going to do Kookabura.
Have you seen them though? They're so cute. They're like this big and they're like round and fluffy with giant beaks.
I mean, I've seen them, but I don't know if it's the zoo.
They look like cartoons.
Like
yeah, I always try to like get him to sing, but anyway, so this is to the tune of Kookabura.
Okay. And so we're still not going to do Kookabura.
I don't know the last names of these lovely people, and an internet search did not immediately reveal it. And so, a special heartfelt thank you to Heather and Cheryl, whoever you are, who came up with this version.
Okay, some people emailed. It was me. It was like, we don't know if it's you.
It's really cute. So it goes to the tune of Kookabura. This is Picking Up a Pepperoni Pizza. And they wrote it for a choir warm-up. Picking up a pepperoni pizza, lots of mozzarella and lots of meatza. I love a pizza pie, big a bite of pizza, me oh my.
Sorry, my sight reading is
That's okay, I got you.
Let's let the people listen again. So
okay.
Please sing it with your lovely voice.
Picking up a pepperoni pizza, lots of mozzarella and lots of meatza. I love a pizza pie, big a bite of pizza, me oh my. Repeat. Picking up a pepperoni pizza.
Picking up a pepperoni pizza.
Lots of mozzarella and lots of meatza.
Lots of mozzarella and lots of meatza.
I love a pizza pie, big a bite of pizza, me oh my.
I love a pizza pie, big a bite of pizza, me oh my.
Big a bite of pizza.
Yes. Oh, Mario.
Shall we? Picking up a pepperoni. No, we're gonna we do it together and then okay, got it. Now we got a plan. Mm-hmm. Picking up a pepperoni pizza, lots of mozzarella and lots of meatza. I love a pizza pie, big a bite of pizza, me oh my. Picking up a pepperoni pizza, lots of mozzarella and lots of meatza. I love a pizza pie, big a bite of pizza,
I love a pizza pie, bite of pizza, me oh my. Oh my god.
That's a good one.
Yes,
I like it. All right.
So, thank you. I'm so sorry. I forgot to take Lactaid before that, so it's going to affect me a little bit.
Get out. Out.
Thank you so much, Crystal, for brainstorming that whole session. If people want to contact you for your books that you're going to be publishing on...
Google me. Google me, man.
Crystal Pridmore.
CrystalPridmore.com.
Okay. Awesome. You can reach me at johnseligman.com or on all the socials, Mr. Seligman, MrSeligman. I'm on Threads much more than Twitter now, so find me there. And you can find us at CH Classroom on all the socials, and write us a letter, a digital letter. Not a real letter, but a digital letter on chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com.
You could. Yeah. You could do that. You can confess what books are on your shelf. It's fine. Or stuffed in your Kindle, either.
Is that going to be a section on our patreon.com/classroom?
Crystal's reading list.
We do both on our lists. We should do it.
There will be zero crossover. That is not a Venn diagram. That's just two circles.
Two islands. Thank you so much, y'all. And scene. Bye.
Bye. The Chaotic Harmony podcast is a joint project between Crystal Pridmore and Jonathan Seligman. You can find us online at chaoticharmonyclassroom.com. You can email us at chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail and let us know what you think. Give us feedback about what you would like to hear in future episodes. We're on all the socials. Find us on facebook.com/chaoticharmonyclassroom. You can find us on Twitter at @CHClassroom, Instagram at Chaotic Harmony Classroom, and you can even find our episodes on YouTube. Chaotic Harmony is the name of our channel. Special thanks to Bryan Pridmore for his help with production and equipment. www.pridmoria.com. People can judge, it's fine. I love Jesus and smut.
You know, Jesus loved this mutter.